Unscripted.
Let's face it, we're in a sort of a strange situation. We had a huge game launch that is Cyberpunk 2077 after the new consoles that have already came out. So we do have sort of a, like I said, that's just sort of a weird, odd situation because at the end of the day, I think people everywhere kind of were looking at this game as being some kind of benchmarker. A lot of people were hyping this game up, and obviously CD Projekt Red had done a good job of sort of garnering that positivity and that goodwill from gamers through The Witcher 3 because, let's face it, I don't think that they're a bad developer. I don't think, again, for me personally, I didn't buy Witcher 3. I bought Witcher 3. I didn't buy Cyberpunk. So I'm not really sure exactly if it's a good game or not. I've heard mixed things from people. Some people just say it wasn't what they expected. A lot of people, if you're playing on the original Xbox One or PS4, you're having a lot of problems and the game just isn't up to snuff to where it should be. Again, this is a situation where, and I've said this before, I really do hope that they get this kind of fixed and worked out sooner rather than later, and I hope that a lot of developers really drop the that whole last gen console thing, because I feel like that's not helping anything. Honestly, I honestly do feel like it's not helping game development. It's not helping to realize these developers' vision for any of this stuff. So I do hope that we continue to see some movement and some kind of improvements along the line there. But we did get some warnings about this, in particular on the PlayStation 5, that I wanted to kind of go over as well and talk about, because Sony at least is doing their part to make things right. You can't ask much more from Sony, especially given their track record for these type of instances. So it is nice to see them go out there and sort of rectify the situation themselves, and I do hope that they continue to do this. So just kind of be warned. I do would love to hear some of your guys' stories if you have the game on PlayStation 5, or you're just playing it via backwards compatibility, but what is your thoughts on the game per se? So let's get started with this video, shall we? What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys really want to help out, you can consider subscribing, or at the very least hit the bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it drops. And shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. So with that being said, first and foremost, I do want to say congrats to Sony. Bravo. You guys are doing the right thing. Sony is making a rare exception with Cyberpunk 2077 and offering refunds for the game. After Cyberpunk 2077's extremely bug-filled launch, especially so on the previous gen console, Sony appears to be making a rare exception and allowing refunds on the game on their console, which they usually don't do. So the much anticipated release from CD Projekt Red, despite all its ambition, has been really kind of bogged down by bugs and issues. Even PC players are experiencing them too, but nothing on the scale of console players, especially those on the now 7-year-old PS4, obviously, and Xbox One users are having a big issue as well, from unplayable frame rate, 720p resolution, bizarre graphical errors. It just seems that either the old consoles are not up to spec to run the game, or it's just poorly optimized. Again, what are we doing here? I know Phil Spencer and even Jim Ryan to an extent are sort of forcing I don't know if forcing is the right word, but developers feel maybe caught between a rock and a hard place, because the last gen consoles are out there. There's quite a bit of them out there, whereas, well, maybe not Xboxes, but so you maybe feel compelled to continue to develop for them. On the other hand, that last gen was a little bit of an anomaly, because the consoles came out and it was already old hardware. I know it's always going to be that way, but specifically last gen, right from the get-go, we were underpowered. So yeah, that was sort of a bad situation to be in right away. And basically 2013 was the launch of those consoles, and they were launching with 2010 parts. So that goes to show you we're already 10 plus years, almost 11 years on with those parts. So it's going to be pretty difficult to do that. You probably won't see PCs from 10 years ago running anything, let alone try to run Cyberpunk 2077. So again, Sony are making an exception, and they're allowing refunds to be processed for the game even after the usual grace period, according to this report, which I will link as well. So this is really good. You have to file a support claim and stuff like that, and speak with someone what they are actually getting out there and making things right. As noted, the PlayStation Store doesn't really have a refund policy, but for exceptional circumstances will often give rise to refunds being processed. There's no guarantees that you'll be able to get one, but it does look like they are going out there and trying to make things right, and understanding that there is this pretty unique and bad situation going on as well. So there's also a bit of a warning as well. Cyberpunk 2077 has HDR issues when played on the PlayStation 5. So if you are going to take that chance and kind of play this before there's a ton of updates or the next gen update itself, listen, Cyberpunk 2077 has had a bit of a rough ride since its launch. The pandemic probably didn't help with the game's performance on PlayStation consoles as well. Turns out the sci-fi epic also has troubles when played on the PS5, specifically regarding HDR. So everybody that's kind of out there willing to take a look and actually play this game on PlayStation 5, according to this site, that they discovered that HDR is a bit of shambles on Cyberpunk 2077 and on the PS5, with a washed out look of overexposure. Now, while you can disable it on PS5, you can't just do it in the game menu, as it will still function in HDR. To properly remove it, you must go into system settings, so keep that in mind. That is the fix for that as well. Now, it was very interesting that this is what they had to say on the test site. They said increasing maximum brightness will scale entire HDR picture and brighten the midtones plus shadows in almost a linear manner, leading to an overexposed picture with little depth. Reducing tone mapping midpoint is essential to achieve deeper blacks, but doing so will also darken midtones and excessively the highlights and shadows, causing an unnatural transition from shadows, midtones to bright highlights. So basically, you're going to have to disable HDR if you want to play this game on PS5. It's unfortunate, but it is maybe a little bit of a workaround. I'm hearing if you play on PlayStation 5, it's not as bad. But, there are like a ton of warnings out there just saying, be careful if you're playing this game. Like, this game is causing crashing on PlayStation 5. It's causing crashing on Xbox Series X, PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One. Again, this is really something that is a bit of a bummer, because I know, for instance, like even my younger brother was super looking forward to playing Cyberpunk 2077, and the fact that it's kind of running so poorly is pretty upsetting. So I do hope that it gets worked out soon, and that everybody will be able to play and just be able to have a good time and kind of get on with their lives and just get on with their gaming, because at the end of the day, I feel like this is something that obviously, is it forgivable? Listen, I don't think there's much that's not forgivable, so I do really honestly hope that this is something that they kind of get out there and kind of fix up and just do a really good job with, because I feel like this could be a really good game from the sounds of it and from the looks of it, a very ambitious game, but it probably should have skipped last gen hardware, and there would have been nothing wrong with that. I feel like people would have gravitated towards this title just giving the Witcher 3 positivity surrounding that and stuff like that. So I just do feel like hopefully CD Projekt Red get another chance. I don't think this really is indicative of them taking a downward spiral in any way. I just feel like this is a situation where they were caught in an area where they had to make a game that works on an Xbox One from 2013, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, a million different PC configurations, PS4, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro, PS5, like, you know what I mean? Again, this is really an issue of, and it really comes down to an issue, especially when we're in a pandemic and a lot of us are in lockdown, where there's not enough time to make everything work the way that it should. And I do hope that that's something that can get fixed, because I would love for everybody to experience the game that they were kind of expecting. You know, I do think that that's something that we'll continue to see. So hopefully, we'll see that. Again, I'm not kind of knocking the game. If you like it, I think that's perfectly fine. That's great. I don't have an opinion on it one way or the other. The game never looked, you know, like I said, like a first-person type thing for me was something was something that I just never really appealed to me. But if you are into that, absolutely get it, play it. Just be careful and make sure you turn HDR off. Like for me personally, if I was going to play this game, I would definitely be more apt to play this game you know, in a situation where they patch it. So again, the bad part is though they might not patch it next year at all. So I have a feeling they probably will, but with the pandemic and everything going on, there's no guarantee, you know, that they'll be able to do that. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I'm going to link it all below. Please check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Happy holidays, one and all. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.